Hi, my name is Ryan Harper, and welcome to the Reporter's Notebook. Today, we're going to be speaking with the former Channel 9 meteorologist, Zoe Mintz, who always kept the people entertained here. So, do you mind introducing yourself to the audience today?
Yes, I am former WNCT meteorologist Zoe Mintz, and I am currently working at KRQE, which is a station in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, very far away from North Carolina and very, very different weather.
I always wanted to ask you something. Like when I came in, I started in January, and a couple months later, you was heading out. So, what was it like working here at WNCT?
I loved it. It was a really great experience for my first market. I was straight out of college when I went there, and it really was a place that helped me grow, helped me be more comfortable in front of the camera, not because of all of you guys working behind the scenes. You guys were all amazing. And unfortunately, the way the business works, we all kind of go after 2 years our separate ways, but the people behind the scenes really helped, and the people on the other side of the camera, the viewers, the people that would always email me and write to me and either tell me how to pronounce the name of a town that I didn't necessarily pronounce right that day, or just give me encouragement. It was really awesome to have the people and the kindness of Eastern North Carolina, and the weather was really awesome.
I remember when I first saw you. I was here on a walkthrough for like one of my first days of work, and I've never seen you. I was like, oh, that's the girl from like doing with Zoe. So I always love that segment, and I wanted you to tell the audience a little bit about how you came out with Zoom with Zoe.
That makes my heart so happy. I loved zooming around with Zoe, and I really wish I could do something like that here at KRQE. But unfortunately, because we are a slightly bigger market, the only way that I would be able to do my own kind of segment would be if it was sponsored. So,
Mm.
anyone wants to sponsor me, I would love to keep doing zooming around with Zoe. Um, but it was really Jerry Jackson that helped me figure out
Right.
how and what to do because being a weekend meteorologist, all of us have to have our own different segments that we do. Like I see it, Holly does her cooking thing, and Max does his Mad Max laboratory. So I decided to do the zooming around with Zoe because I am really interested in weather events around the world. So yes, North Carolina's weather is super cool, but it's not where all the weather happens at all. And there's
Mhm.
really interesting phenomenon that happen in different places around the world, and different places in space even have weather. And being able to explore that and talk to people about that, and the fact that people actually listened and learned something from it and wanted more, it was such a rewarding experience. And zooming around with Zoe was so great. And I have all my videos up on YouTube, my zooming
Mhm.
around with Zoe. So if anyone wants to go back and watch, maybe learn a little something or relearn a little something.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
What was your day to day like here? Because I know that you was extremely busy. I'll be like, "Hey Zoe," didn't bye Zoe because you were always like on the move. So, what was your day to day like here?
well, it depended on what day.
Yeah.
Well, when I first started here, I was the weekend meteorologist. So my
Mm,
normal schedule was Saturday through Wednesday. So I'd work weekend morning, Saturday and Sunday. I would get in, I would write up my forecast, I would make graphics for the day, and then be on air, from 6 to 8 a.m. And it was wonderful. I got to wake up with everybody, watch the sunrise every day. That was awesome. And then Monday to Wednesday, I would be reporting on either weather events that were happening, working on zooming around with Zoe every week, or different like environmental stories that I could work on. That's what I did Monday to Wednesday. And I did that for probably my first year. After that, things got a little hairy, a little tricky because
mm,
people started moving. So the other weekend meteorologist ended up leaving, and then our morning meteorologist ended up leaving. So it was just me and Jerry Jackson for a good 6 months, which meant
mm.
I did every single morning and weekends. And that's just the way it went. But you know
Mm.
what? I don't think I would be able to be in Albuquerque if it wasn't for that. I don't think I would
Right.
be as good of a meteorologist if I didn't have experience being on air every single day
Mm.
and forecasting for the morning show, which is the main show. You know what I mean? So
Right.
being able to have that experience was so awesome. And it was really cool. But, alarm clocks at 1:30 a.m. a little early for me. I'm happier with my schedule now, definitely, but
Right.
I do miss the mornings. I miss the sunrises.
I know you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but my final question for you today, Zoe, is going to be, what have you been up to since you left Channel 9?
There's a lot. I've been exploring, adventuring. I got a dog, which
Nice.
his name is, oh, wait, I've had a dog. You all knew that. Sorry. But Junior, he will be turning 3 and he's the love of my life. He just got a haircut.
Awesome.
And he is loving New Mexico because it's a lot windier here. And
Mm-hmm.
as some of you know, my dog loves the wind, and standing outside in the wind is his favorite activity. So it's a little windier here. It's drier here. We have dust storms. So I'm forecasting for dust storms and the monsoon, which I had never really heard of the monsoon before I came here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the monsoon is?
I do not.
The monsoon is a weather phenomenon in the desert Southwest that basically, it sounds scary because the monsoon, but it's really just our rainy season.
Okay.
So from June to September, we get about 50% of our total yearly rainfall, which means every day, basically, in the afternoon, we see thunderstorms popping up,
Mm-hmm.
which is really tricky to forecast.
Mm-hmm.
We have flash flooding in something called arroyos, and arroyos are just like drainage ditches, basically. And 95% of the year they're dry, but during the monsoon, it could rain on top of the mountain and the arroyos will be flooded with water and it gets pretty dangerous.
Mm.
So that's something that's really interesting and fun to forecast. Because we love rain here in New
Right.
Mexico because we don't get too much of it. And the mountains, I did not realize how mountainous it was here. So Albuquerque is situated directly next to a mountain range called the Sandias. So I'm looking out my window right now and looking at the mountains, like 10,000 feet tall mountains. It's awesome. But at the same time, Albuquerque is also at elevation. So Albuquerque itself is at 5,000 feet above sea level. Fun fact, Albuquerque is the tallest metropolitan city in the United States and is actually at a higher elevation than Denver.
Nice.
Fun fact for you. So we're really high up and we're next to a bunch of mountains. So that really influences the weather here. So sometimes the mountain chain can just completely stop a storm track in its place. So the western half of the state will be completely different than the eastern half of the state. And we forecast for the entire we forecast for the entire state of New Mexico and into southern Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very big area that we have to forecast for, which makes it pretty tricky. But it makes it even more fun. And yeah, I think that's just the coolest part is all the mountains.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I greatly appreciate you coming on today for the Reporter's Notebook. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Where can people find you?
Social media. I'm very active on social media still. Those of you that still follow me from North Carolina and reach out to me occasionally, I appreciate you. I really do. I miss you as well. And I miss Eastern North Carolina. But social media, Instagram, I believe I am Zoe _Mintz _WX. Twitter, I am WX _Zoe. Facebook, I'm just Zoe Mintz. And you can email me as well. I'm zoe.mintz@krqe.com. Or if you just Google me, you could find my email. I'm not that hard to contact.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Right back at ya. And hello, everyone in Eastern North Carolina. I miss you.